Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, bonjour, comment t'appelles-tu? Ça va? Just testing out my bilingualness, Welcome back to Reboot Your Thoughts podcast. I don't even know where we're at. Season 3, episode 24 maybe, something like that. And we're nearly at Christmas time, mistletoe and wine, children singing. Well, they won't be singing, will they? They'll be hyper, screaming, fighting, not sleeping, eating too much sugar, and all that jazz. Some of them anyway. If you celebrate Christmas, are you organised? Not organised? Whereabouts are you? I thought I was organised and then realised I don't even have a present for my mum yet. So that's my task for the next few days, which, let me tell you, is a hard task. Let's catch up. My voice went there. Did you maybe clear the throat? I've got some exciting news, but I'm going to tell you that later. Let's do a wee check-in. Everybody okay? Are you not okay? Are you stressing about Christmas? Are you not stressing? Do you take it as it comes? Have you got plans? Are you going away to get away from all the hustle and bustle? Which, if you are, can I come? Can I come in your suitcase, please? Preferably still alive. Yeah. I've always fancied going away at Christmas, but not actually for Christmas Day. Well, what I mean by that is, so I've got a couple of things. I really, really, really want to at some point in my lifetime, maybe in the next 5 or 10 years, maybe, I don't know, maybe it might happen, it might not. I'd love to go to New York before Christmas to do the whole Christmas shop, soak up the Christmas atmosphere, but that's not a thing for now. I've got other things on the list before that. That's not a priority, that's just a we'd quite like to. I would also like to go away Boxing Day abroad somewhere, maybe, or even to a log cabin or something. Go away for New Year, because I'm not, now that I'm old and decrepit apparently, I don't really celebrate New Year anymore. It's tainted for me due to something that happened to me many moons ago, but also I don't drink anymore. I don't really go out partying anymore. That's for the kids now. They're at that age where that's their thing, but they don't even go out at New Year. My oldest was going to go out last year and then didn't, because they couldn't get tickets anywhere, because as usual, we all know parents know best, but the kids think they know best. So for weeks and weeks I was saying, you're going to have to try and get tickets if you want to go out for Hogmanay, New Year's Eve, whatever you call it. And he was like, I won't need them, no, but he's never done the whole New Year's Eve thing, so he's new to it, he doesn't understand. Anyway, I think it was like a week or two before, and I said to him, so you still going out for New Year's Eve? And he was like, no, I couldn't get tickets. It's like, told you. So yes, Mama knows best. What's that song? I am your mother, you listen to me, because I'm always right, and it doesn't matter whether I'm your mum, your friend, your partner, your whatever. Take note, I am always right. I don't have a partner, but I may have one in the future. I'm not saying there's anybody on the horizon, because there really isn't, but we live in hope. One day, Aileen may find her soulmate. But then again, I chop and change my mind on that one as well. Here I go, flip-flopping from one conversation to another. Maybe Santa. I've not even got a chimney for him to throw a man down my chimney. Oh well, no this year, maybe next year, or 5 year. I don't know. I don't care. I'm happy. So, yeah, Christmas. What's your Christmas traditions? I was talking about this on social media yesterday. Does anybody have a Christmas tradition that is absolutely pointless in 2025. I have one. So it's not even a really cool one where you can go, oh my God, I can't believe you still do that. Some people might think that. Some people of certain ages might not even know what I'm talking about. But listen, TV magazine, every Christmas they bring out the one for the fortnight of the 2 weeks of Christmas. So it does you over leading up to Christmas, after Christmas and New Year. And then it normally finishes a couple of days after New Year. I still buy that every year because I feel as if it's not Christmas if you've not got one. I don't even open it. I don't know why I buy it. Because your TV has most TVs have a TV guide on it these days. Your smart TVs, or you've got the Sky or cable or whatever you've got. So most of them have got a TV guide on them. But I still buy the TV magazine, TV guide, paperback, whatever you might call it. And I mean, they're not cheap these days. I don't know how much I paid for it, but yeah, I still buy that, and it just sits on my coffee table for a fortnight and then goes in the recycling, and that's it. I might open it once or twice just to try and get a wee bit of money's worth out of it, but I doubt it. Because like I say, my telly's hardly on anyway. Unless we're all sitting down, we'll probably put it on when we're having Christmas dinner, but that's we usually watch a film or whatever, a DVD or something like that. So I just think that's totally pointless. But then, do you have any other Christmas traditions that's just, you just naturally do every year? I can't really think of many Christmas actual traditions that I have. Does wrapping all your presents on New Year's Eve at midnight count? Because I do that, and then I end up to like 3-4 in the morning wrapping presents, and then my boys will wake up at like 5, and I'm like, oh, right, open your presents and wake me up when you're done. I'm kidding on, I do wake up with them, but it's all these wee things, isn't it, that you laugh about later down the line. And every year I say I'm going to be organised with wrapping my presents. The only year I was ever organised wrapping presents and had them done beforehand was the year my youngest son was born, and that was purely because he was due at Christmas, not actually Christmas Day, Boxing Day he was due. Well, I was told the 2nd of January, then I was told Boxing Day, and then I got took in a couple of days early to get induced. But that's the only year I've ever been organised. I had to have all my presents because I didn't want my oldest disappointed. And obviously didn't want to have just given birth or just about to give birth and sitting wrapping presents. So yeah, that's the only year that I was organised and everything was wrapped and in the sacks and put away to just get pulled out on Christmas Eve. So I don't really think I have many. Christmas Eve, we always do. I'll work a couple hours on Christmas Eve, although my phone will be on for anybody that does need me throughout. But I'll only actually take appointments for a couple hours, is what I mean, on Christmas Eve, and then we tend to just I'll get the last bits in if I've not got them all in. But I'm hoping this year I'm organised, but I know something, I know I forgot something. So I'll do that, and then we always get a takeaway, sit and watch a movie, put our Christmas jammies on. Yeah, that's really it. I don't really do much else. So then Christmas Day up, and now I cook the Christmas dinner. We used to go to my mum's for years and years and years. We went to my mum's, and then the last few years we've just been here. So they'll do their thing while I'm making Christmas dinner. And can I just say, my mum used to make this big fuss about how she was so stressed cooking Christmas dinner and blah blah blah, and I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm just more organised than her or I'm just better at it, but I don't see where the stress came from. And I made 3 meats, by the way, last year. So last year I made a turkey crown, 2 whole chickens and a ham joint, plus I made soup, homemade soup. I made roast potatoes. I think I might have made mashed potatoes as well. I done the whole honey glazed carrots and parsnips and all your other veg. I done your roast potatoes. I had all your gravies, and I had the Yorkshire puddings. And I wasn't stressed one bit, and my timings were spot on. But you see, I've just jinxed myself. I'll get it. Something will go wrong this year. But listen, there's never something going wrong. It's just something that you need to work around. Find a new something. I don't know what I need to find. A new brain. So yes, that's that. But what I do want to say is, my phone is on. My work phone is on the whole Christmas period, New Year, Christmas Day, New Year's Day. If you are feeling lonely, if you're feeling lost, if you're feeling intrusive thoughts, if you're just feeling down, anything like that, anything at all where you need to speak to somebody, my phone is on, and I don't charge a single penny on Christmas Day or New Year's Day, because that's a time where you should be giving back to people and helping them in any way that you can. I also wouldn't leave anybody without any support, any help, or anybody to speak to, or feeling lonely. So just put that out there now, and I'll reiterate it obviously throughout. The 2 weeks of Christmas starts on Monday, so Monday the 22nd, and then they finish the Sunday after New Year, which I think we worked out was about the 4th or the 5th of January, and they come out at 7 a.m. every morning. So while I'm on that topic, I had a lovely email from a gentleman last week or the beginning of this week, I can't remember, actually saying that he'd listened to the podcast, really enjoyed it, blah blah blah, and he's got this app or website, I think it's an app, that he's built by himself through whatever journey he's went on, and asked if I'd be willing to talk about it on the podcast. So I'm not talking about that today, but we are recording an episode, and he will be one of the Christmas episodes. So that may help some. What works for one person won't work for another, but it may help some people. It may be something that brings people some closure or help them through, and it's all to do with grief. So yes, he's coming on at some point. I've not decided what date I'm actually going to put his out yet, because tomorrow I'm going to sit and go through my list of all the episodes, and I'll figure out what day each episode will be on, and then I'll be able to tell you when his will be out. But yeah, that's going to be quite exciting. I think Ainsley might be coming on, because this is her first year being a grandparent at Christmas, so potentially if we can fit that one in, she'll be coming on to talk about that. And yeah, I've got quite a few ideas for Christmas, but hopefully it'll be good and it'll all work out. If you don't celebrate Christmas, because we all know not everybody does, or if you've stopped celebrating Christmas because it's maybe just not the same for you anymore, what do you do instead? And I think I asked this question last year. Do you have people that you can still spend the day with, or do you just potter about and do your own thing? Do you like to be on your own? What's your preference? What do you do? What's your routine on Christmas Day? Do you quite enjoy having that day just to yourself to do whatever you want? Because we all know that all year round life can be so fast paced that we forget about ourselves. So maybe if you do have a day where everybody else is busy with friends and family, you actually quite like the fact that you've got time on your own, because it gives you time to listen to what's going on in your head. It gives you time to think and process all your thoughts, doesn't it? And listen, you don't have to wait for Christmas Day for that. You can do that anytime. You just need to, sometimes it's just about, and I get if you've got small children or you've got other commitments, it's hard, but sometimes even just finding 5-10 minutes for yourself, whether it be when you pull up into the driveway and you sit in the car for 10 minutes just to take a breath and gather your thoughts, try and find that at least, if you can't do it daily, try and find it at least once a week for yourself. Find yourself some time to just get lost in music, but don't get caught in the trap. That's the one thing that I know I talk about quite a lot, and these are probably tired of me saying it, but we all need to find at least 5 minutes for ourselves in a day. Even if it's when you're sitting on the toilet and you have to kid on, you're doing 2 instead of 1. Just give yourself that time to breathe. Just sit there, shut your eyes for 5 minutes and breathe. Gather your thoughts, recharge your batteries, get yourself back in the moment, back in the zone. I'm saying 5 minutes. We would prefer you to have longer than that, but I know how hard it is. I'm a single parent of 2, have been a single parent of 2 since both of them were born, so I know it's not easy. Not the best. Yeah, my situation isn't perfect, but it's my situation and it's been absolutely fine for me. Obviously I had my own issues, but that was nothing to do with being a single parent, that was to do with other stuff. If you can find a day for yourself, even if that's once a month, once every 3 months, we'd rather you have once a month. But again, commitment, and maybe try to get babysitters or another carer to come in and look after elderly or disabled people or whatever it may be, whoever it may be. It could even be your pets, because listen, my pals have got dogs and they're absolutely mental. It's actually put me off getting a dog. We were going to get a dog to help my son with his anxiety. And when I look at some of these dogs, I'm like, yous are actually tuned to the moon. Yous are crazy. I don't think I need one of yous in my life. My brain's chaotic enough for all yous. Don't need a dog to come in with a chaotic brain. But even if you can't do it in the next couple of weeks, try and make that your goal for 2026. One of your goals for 2026, to make time for you. Do something for you, do something that you enjoy. And again, it doesn't have to be every day, every week. But if you can even do something once a month, even if it's going to the cinema on your own or with friends, if it's taking yourself to the gym, if it's taking yourself to a spa day, or even just going for a sauna or a jacuzzi or something like that, or taking yourself out for a nice meal, whether it be again with friends or on your own, because listen, you can go out for a meal on your own. Many people do it, but something that's just for you. Read a book, have a bath without the kids shouting, Mum, I need a pee, Mum, I need a poo, Mum, how long you going to be, Mum, are you nearly finished, Mum, 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 or Dad. It's sometimes it can feel like you're stuck, you're lost, you're this, you're that. And that's why it's good to gather your thoughts, because then you remember that actually it's not as bad as what I think. I just need to sometimes take time for me. And I'm not talking about every situation, I'm just talking about everyday life here. I'm talking about like being a parent and working and looking after the kids, looking after the house, try to do this, try to do that, try to do everything for everybody and not doing anything for yourself. You need to remember yourself, because as I keep saying, if you don't look after yourself, at some point you won't be able to look after anybody else, because you'll be so exhausted. You'll have nothing left in the tank. You need to recharge your batteries as much as you need to recharge your phone battery. Does that make sense? So you need to make you a priority, and I get that's hard for parents. Some parents, not all. Yeah, we all know this. But even if you make yourself a priority once a month, make sure you're at least second on the list the rest of the time. Comprendi? There we go, bilingual again. What language is that? Is that French? I don't know, I just know I can speak multiple languages. Some of them probably don't even exist, but I speak them. And if you want, I'll teach you them. How many languages can you speak? Don't make me jealous here. Now, I say I can speak multiple languages. I can count to, I think it's like 6 or 7 in Spanish. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. And I can only speak it because I can sing it. I can say, hola, gracias. I'm probably not even pronouncing half these words right. I can count up to about 100 in French, and I'm not doing that for you, and it's not because I can't, because I can, I promise. Well, I better not promise because I might not remember all the numbers, but I used to be able when I was like 15. One of my French teachers absolutely hated me, but I mean, the feeling was semi-mutual. I can say, I just heard at the start, I can say, bonjour, comment t'appelles-tu? Ça va? Ça va bien. I'm just having a conversation with myself here. I hope you're entertained. What else can I say in French? I can say, quel âge as-tu? Je m'appelle Aileen. I was trying to say my age there. Is it quel âge? Quel âge? Oh, it's 42. Oh, I'd need to count. I can't get there that quick. I used to be able to do it, like, just roll off the tongue. Not anymore, not that I'm old. I'm not even 42. I've just shaved a few years off my life. No, added a few years to my life. I don't know. I've just made myself younger. I'll stick with that. I'm 42. I wish. What else can I say? I think that's it at the minute. I'd love to speak Portuguese. I wanted to learn Portuguese at college, but nobody else was learning it. So they did have a teacher that could have taught Portuguese, but they taught Spanish instead because I don't know why. They just said there wasn't enough people wanting Portuguese, but they didn't ask. So how do they know? Anyway, I didn't end up doing that course, so it didn't matter. I love Portugal. It's one of my favourite countries. So let me think what else I can say. I don't think I can say anything else. What's your top goal for 2026? What's your... That's what I want to do, and I will do it. And are you giving yourself a realistic time frame? Have you thought it all through? Have you looked outside the box? My top goal is obviously, I'm like a broken record, to move house. Although the other day, instead of looking at houses, I was looking at new offices. My sons are going to do me in. Because I quite fancy an office as well, but there isn't really any where I want to be. A bit like the house situation, but an office isn't a priority. With my work, with my job, I can do it in the house. My office is set up in the house. That's absolutely fine. But it would just be nice to lock up and go home like I would do if I was employed rather than self-employed, and forget. I mean, I don't ever forget about my work, but you know what I mean. Yeah, instead of sitting looking at your filing cabinet 24 hours a day. So I need write in and let me know what your top goal is and how you're going to achieve it. Do you know how you're going to achieve it? Do you need somebody else with you to achieve it with you? So are you doing it with a partner or with a friend? Are you doing it on your own? Is it a business you're setting up? So do you have a business partner? Or again, are you doing it on your own? All these things. I love hearing people's stories. But also, so I've got a list of things that I want to do in 2026. Obviously, as I said, the first one, not the first one, but the priority, it may not be the first one I achieve, but it's the priority one, is moving house. And I did look at one on Monday. Yeah, Monday. After me telling everybody I was doing nothing on Monday, I'd go and visit them. And then I was like, I've got something to do on Monday and I can't remember what it is. And of course it was viewing a house. So I went to view it. Didn't get the best feeling in it. But listen, you gotta roll with it. You gotta take your time. Gotta say what you say. Don't let anybody get in your way. And you need to remember that wee bit of song for anything that you're doing in life. Don't let anybody get in your way. If it's something you want to achieve, go and achieve it. If you need help, ask for help. Whether it be a stranger, somebody you know, a professional, whatever. But don't ever let anybody get in your way of your hopes and dreams, your aspirations. Be your own inspiration. Show everybody that doesn't matter what they think, you still done it, and you done it without their help and without their positivity, I suppose. You will have people in your life that will be like championing you on, but there's always somebody who doesn't feel as enthused. And it's not always that they don't think they can do it. Sometimes it's jealousy because they're not trying to achieve their goals, but that's on them, that's not on you. And that's not me saying anything bad about anybody else. It's just that's where their mindset's at now. It's easier to put somebody down or to dishearten somebody sometimes if you're not 100% feeling you or able to do what you want to do. So it's easier to say to somebody, you're not going to be able to do that. It's too hard. You've not give yourself enough time. You've not got the money. You've not got this. You've not got that. But if you want to do it and you really want to do it, you'll do it. So yeah, my priority is the house. But I've got quite a few goals for business as well. I've also got a few goals in my personal life, which some are proving to be a bit harder than others, but that's not stopping me. I will carry on and I'll keep trying. And we'll see what 2026 brings. Be excited. I watched a video the other day on either Instagram or TikTok, I can't remember. And it was somebody who had been talking about 2025 versus 2026 type thing. And it was like 2025 was the year of whatever animal. And like it was all really spiritual. So basically what I got from it was 2025 was going to be your lesson. 2026 is going to be your blessing. So 2025 taught you, and I actually related to it quite well. So 2025 taught you if there was any people in your life that shouldn't be in your life, or any mistakes you had to make, you were making them then, and like anything that you had to learn from, how regardless of how hard you had to learn, you learned it in 2025, and then going into 2026. So 2026 is going to be the year of the blessing. So the year that you should achieve your achievements, because now you've got rid of all that negativity. You've got that weight off your shoulders. You're free of that everything from that experience that's taking up headspace. So you've got the extra headspace to go and achieve, go full throttle, go do what you have to do and achieve it and reap the rewards. I did connect with it quite well, because I don't know if you've listened to any previous episodes, but I've spoke previously about me having to get rid of a lot of toxic and negative people out of my life, and some of them were family members. Some caused me trauma. Some were just people that they were just there to put you down. And some people were just, I'll never hear from them when they wanted something or wanted me to help them with something or whatever else. So yeah, I did relate to it, and it did make a lot of sense to me. So it makes me feel a lot more positive going into 2026. Sorry, I already felt positive going into 2026, but after hearing that, I thought, you know what, that's just confirmed everything that I thought. Which is, yeah, again, I'm always right. I can't remember who I had this conversation with earlier on. Was it on here? See, I'm only 30 odd minutes in and I already can't remember what I said. So yeah, 2026 is going to be a good one, and I firmly believe that. I really do. But let's talk about if you're not feeling it, feeling Christmas, feeling like celebrating, feeling whatever. What's the reason behind that? Do you know what it is that's making you feel the way you're feeling just now? And have you opened up to anybody or asked for any kind of help? Not saying that everybody's going to need help, but you'll know within yourself how long it's been going on for, if it's been going on for quite a while. And it doesn't have to be that you're having intrusive thoughts or deep dark thoughts. It's just that you know you're not you. You know you're not the person that you once were. And you maybe feel as if every day you wish it would end. I don't mean your life would end, sorry. I mean just that day would hurry up and end so you can go to your bed. Or are you avoiding spending time with people? Are you avoiding the phone? Are you not answering your door? Are you going to work? Are you phoning in sick more often? Have you even given up your job? Have you just given up doing your daily chores? Like, did you used to go for a shower every morning or every evening, and now you're lucky if you go for it once a week? If any of this relates to you, please seek help, because we don't want it to spiral any further than it already is. And when you're seeing everybody else at the minute and they're so happy and they're joyous, and if you're in America, they've just celebrated Thanksgiving. You can see people are getting ready for Christmas, or talking about New Year celebrations, or birthdays, or maybe the birthday of a child, and you just feel as if everywhere everybody else is happy, and you're not. You're the only person that feels as if there's a big grey cloud over your head. Listen, I was like that for the years went into double figures, let's just say that. So I totally understand how you're feeling, but honestly, it does, and it can get better. My struggle started my early 20s. My mum would say, before that she would say in my teens, but they transpired in my early 20s. Things took a dark turn really quickly for me, and it affected my full life. It affected me enjoying life, and yeah, I did go and seek help, but I didn't necessarily put my all into it at the beginning, which meant I was never going to come out the other end as quickly as I could have until I put my all into it, until I realised that it can get better, and it does. So I have gone from my doctors trying to section me wanting to take my own life, locking myself away from the world. I would cry if somebody shut my door, or if my phone went. I would hide in my bedroom with the curtains closed down the side of my bed to make sure nobody could see me if they looked in the windows and things like this. Told the boys to keep the noise down if the door went so that nobody could hear. Didn't want anybody to know what we're in. And it wasn't that I was hiding from anyone in particular, it was just anybody. I didn't want to speak, see, deal with anybody. And I went from that to years down the line taking on a job where I was self-employed, although it was within another company. I was self-employed, so it was basically I had my own team, we'd done all our own buying, whatever else. So I managed a full team. That then gave me the confidence to, a good few years later, because I had a job in between times, I had a full-time job working in insurance in between, having that job, and then starting up my first business that was owned solely by me. And I built that up, and I done it in different ways, and then I retrained because I knew my health was going to affect me doing that work. So I retrained before my health got too bad, and then I started up this business. And then after 4-5 years, no, what year are we in now? We're in 2025. So after 4 years after starting up that business and constantly adding in new therapies, new services, new offerings, I then started up this podcast. Fast forward 6 months, started up another podcast and another one. One is only once a month, which we didn't actually get something on last month because you all know about my mum's health. And the other one, I do it with my best friend, one of my best friends, but it's on a hiatus just now because she's had a lot going on with her family. But yeah, everything can change, and it can change for the better. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying my life's perfect. I have many times where I have to open up to people and say, I'm not good, or I can feel myself dipping. I'm back on antidepressants after being off them for quite a few years, but that's not because my life is in a bad place. My head was in a bad place, my life wasn't. But I now recognise the difference, and some people may say, yeah, but you're trying to recognise. That's a good point, but also we all know it's easier to see signs in other people than it is to see in myself. I have trained myself to know when my thoughts are starting to dip, and I know when's the point to go and speak to somebody about it. But that's took me over 20 years. That's like 25 years of getting to know my own mental health, my own mental health struggles. And yeah, it's just, it's something we do learn, and some people will learn it faster than others, and some people will find it easier to talk to than others, and that's okay. But we all need to teach ourselves to open up, teach ourselves that if you had a friend or a family member or a colleague who you could see was absolutely broken inside, because it's written all over our faces, whether we like to admit it or not, it's written all over our faces. We may put a smile on, the smile's never the same smile as when you're happy. We would ask them if they're alright, we would encourage them to talk, we would support them, or most of us would anyway. So why not give yourself the same grace? Why not encourage yourself to open up? Why not encourage yourself to speak to somebody? Why not encourage yourself to ask for help? It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's going to give you a brighter future than what you anticipate at the minute. It's going to help you live your family life if you've got a family, or if you want a family in the future. It's going to help you in so many ways, and it can also help you in your employment, because it could be at the minute you're kind of stuck in a rut with your employment, but if you want to progress up the ladder, whatever your job is, you can't do it when your head's not in it. If your head isn't in living life to the full advantage, you're not going to be able to grow in your workplace to your full advantage either. It doesn't just affect you personally and how you're feeling, it affects everything in your life. It will affect all your relationships. It can affect your work. It can affect your health as well, not just your mental health. It will or could eventually affect your physical health. It'll affect your social life. It'll affect how you interact with people or not interact with people. And also, if it's going to affect your work, it's then potentially going to affect you paying your bills. So let's get to the point where we're all talking. Let's get to the point where we're all opening up. And listen, you can have a quick chat with me and ask how you go about it. You don't have to take appointments with me. If you just want advice, that's okay. I'll give you advice. I'd rather you ask me for advice and not take an appointment than not ask anybody for advice and never seek the help and support that you need. But if you do want to book an appointment after speaking to me, that's absolutely fine as well, and it doesn't matter where you are in the world, as long as you speak English, because as we've discussed, although I'm bilingual, very, very little of it is, I don't have many words in other languages. But on a serious note, if you do want to book in with me and you don't live within Scotland, Glasgow, whatever you're in, England, Ireland, America, France, Australia, I don't know, Africa, anywhere in the world, as long as you speak English or you have a translator, I will happily be the support that you need and that you're looking for. And we can go on the journey together. And I love watching all my clients grow, like from when the first appointment you see them and they just think nothing's ever going to get better, to I've got a client she ended up starting up her own business and she's totally thriving. She's got an amazing relationship now, and yeah, I love watching my clients grow. It's so nice to see, because that's something that we achieve together. You put the work in, I put the work in, but you need to do a lot of work, and you need to be ready to be 100% honest with any questions you're asked, and any questions you ask yourself, you need to be honest with yourself as well. It's not just about being honest with your coach or your counsellor or your therapist or your doctor or your psychiatrist, psychologist, whoever it may be. It's also about being completely honest and transparent with yourself as well. And that gets easier over time. It will be hard at the beginning, and you will try and hide little things potentially. But as you see yourself growing, as you feel yourself getting a bit of weight coming off your shoulders, you're standing up a bit straighter again, you're smiling a bit more, your sleep's getting better, your eating patterns are getting better, you're socialising again, you're going into work without thinking, I really don't want to step foot outside the door, let alone be in work. Once you start seeing that everything gets easier and everything seems a bit clearer and a bit brighter, you'll be more honest more of the time. That doesn't sound right, but you know what I mean. So be honest with yourself as well as being honest with other people, with your professionals, with your loved ones, friends, family, partner, children. Because your children will ask you questions. Regardless of what age they are, children will pick up on the fact that you're not yourself. And you just need to explain to them that no, you're not yourself at the minute, but you have the potential to be a better version of yourself, the best version of yourself. And listen, as long as you've got the right therapist, because you need a therapist that you can connect with, somebody that you can feel comfortable opening up to, and see, as long as you've got that, it'll be so easy for you. So easy to go through. I had a great psychiatric nurse. She was absolutely amazing. I absolutely loved her. Shout out to Helen. She was definitely my saviour, I will say that, because at the time that I was going through it in the UK, mental health treatment's really hard to get on the NHS. It's big long waiting lists, and I think a lot of the time they're only offering you X amount of appointments, whereas when I was doing it, the waiting lists weren't as long. The problem we had was my psychiatrist and psychologist would change every time I went for an appointment. So I would have one week, and then 2 weeks later I would have the other, and then 2 weeks later I would have the other. So you seen a psychiatrist every 4 weeks, seen a psychologist every 4 weeks, but they were like 2 weeks apart from each other. And then my psychiatric nurse, I seen her every single week. But the psychiatrist and psychologist, they changed every appointment. So I never got anywhere with them, because every time you seen a new one, you had to start at the beginning. So you were only getting an hour's appointment. So you were only ever getting that hour's worth of your story. And it was always the first hour of your story. And you never get any further. You never got an hour and 10 minutes into your story. You never find like an hour and a half into your story. But with Helen, by the way, it wasn't my mum. My mum's called Helen. We always talk about Helen, and that's my mum, but that's a different Helen. This is my psychiatric nurse. She just got me. She just, and she knew how to speak to me, and she knew, she was just great. And I could open up to her about anything. And I knew there was no judgment. Whereas when I went to the eating disorder clinic, I had a completely opposite experience. The nurse that I had there, absolutely hated her. Couldn't get on with her. She had no bedside manner. And I don't mean like I was sitting on the bed and she was sitting beside me. I wasn't on them. That's just a phrase. She was awful. She was horrendous. To the point where I only managed a few appointments at my disorder clinic, and then I stopped going because I couldn't go to her. I couldn't deal with her. And then I tried to complain to her about my CPN, and this is the only bad experience I had with my CPN. Which she shouldn't have done this, she told me that was one of her close friends, which then made me lose trust in my CPN. So then I stopped going to her. And then the spiral continued, and then that's when they were going to say, look, so much. But if you can find somebody, try, and even if you are going private, try and find one that you feel comfortable speaking to and opening up to, and you'll get a feel for it straight away. With the first conversation, you should be able to feel whether this is going to be a person that you can speak to, or give it a couple of appointments to see how you're getting on. But try and find somebody that's on your wavelength, I suppose. But I'm going to kind of wrap it up now. So remember, from Monday until round about the 4th or the 5th of January, that it'll be an episode every day, 7 a.m. Then after that, I'm not sure if I'm going to take a week off or if I'm just going to go straight into back to being 7 p.m. on that Wednesday, but I will let you know throughout the 2 weeks. If you want to be a guest, or if you want me to tell a story, write in. You can just email rebootyourthoughtspodcast@gmail.com, or you can jump on the socials and message me on there. We're on TikTok, Facebook and Instagram. Do have X, but I don't really use it because I'm not clued up with X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. If you would like to ask any questions or get some advice from me, or if you would like to book in an appointment, and again, initial phone consultation first, which is absolutely free, no obligation and no hard sell. Then if you jump on to therebootsanctuary.com, the website does have a WhatsApp button on there. If you hit the WhatsApp button, send me a quick message, I'll arrange to call you at a convenient time, or you can fill out the contact me form on there, and again, same process, I'll contact you and I'll arrange to call you at a convenient time. But apart from that, if I don't speak to anybody, or if you don't hear from me, or if you don't listen to any more podcasts until we're back to the 7pm, I hope that you all have a lovely Christmas. But I will be here every day, so don't you worry about it. You'll be sick of the sound of my dulcet tones, or maybe you'll be wanting more. Anyway, I'm off to edit, upload, and then chillax for the night. Everybody take care. Everybody take care of your mental health, and ask for help if you need it. I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.